Skyfall stars Daniel Craig, Javier Bardem and Dame Judi Dench. It's Morocco or somewhere, and Daniel Craig James Bond is in a car chasing another man in a car through the streets. Market stalls get knocked over, and extras in ethnic clothing look annoyed. Daniel Craig James Bond ends the chase with a fight on top of a train because they left behind the guns that they'd been shooting with for the past 15 minutes. An accomplice of Daniel Craig James Bond, who's a flirty lady, accidentally shoots him and not the baddie, and he goes flying off the train and into a waterfall and straight into the title sequence, where we learn about James Bond Daniel Craig's fragile mind. And we also see some rude breasts. All of this is accompanied by Adele's sumptuously forgettable title song. We still don't know what's really going on, so luckily Ray Fennel turns up as a government man, and he says to Dame Judi Dench, "You lost an important hard drive containing a list of spies or something. You're finished, sod off." But Dame Judi goes, "As if," and goes back to work. As Dame Judi goes back to work, a 3 out of 10 CGI explosion happens at MI6. Daniel Bond James Craig hears about this and decides to fly back to London after spending some time on a tropical island where he's been hiding out and drinking a lot and behaving quite recklessly and sitting up in bed looking contemplative with naked women who don't speak. James Craig has to do a load of fitness tests and he's a bit shaky in the shooting practice, but we're right behind him. We're like, "Yes, James, you can do it. You can murder again." Ray Fennel pops up again and says, "James, you're rubbish, sod off." But Dame Judi Dench pops up and says, "As if," and James is on his way. Basically, Ray Fennel is rubbish at firing people, and it's a mystery why they keep letting him into rooms to do it. James Craig Bond finds out that the hard drive has been stolen by blonde hacker Javier Bardem, who looks like he owns a lap dancing club in Essex. Javier tells a story about rats. It's a metaphorical story, and I wasn't listening to it. He tries to be menacing, but it doesn't really work because he looks like a soap opera actor at a summer fete. Plus, he could have shot James Craig 50 times instead of talk about rats. James Daniel Craig Bond gets the better of Javier Bardem and takes him back to London, where he's put in a cell controlled by computers. No one at MI6 points out how dangerous it is to put a computer genius in a cell controlled by computers. Not even Ben Whishaw, and he wears really thick glasses and hipster waistcoats. After a few seconds, Javier escapes and begins a plan of revenge in London whilst dressed as a policeman, even though he looks more like the bass guitarist from a Scandinavian Eurovision pop band, dressed as a policeman. Ben Whishaw believes that Javier wanted to get caught all along, which means that Javier somehow knew he was going to be put in a cell controlled by computers that he could easily escape from, and not a normal brick cell that you used to see on the bill every week, with thick doors and heavy locks and metal plates of porridge being shoved under the door. They should have put him in a normal cell. I've run out of time. That's the film. If you choose to watch it, I hope you enjoy it. Goodbye. Yes.